As we know, our friends at Salarie Financial Services have had an interesting relationship with regulation over the years, in particular the executive directors Nick and Andrew. However, they do have some new faces now, with the recent recruitment of a Ned, Kimberly, as well as compliance officer Wade enhancing the team.
Hi Wade.
Hey Craig.
Glad to see you got your compliance hat on.
Oh yeah.
Just at a presentation in town and they said that the new handbook's coming out this Friday.
This Friday?
What,
Yeah.
this Friday?
That's what he
Wait,
said.
I want a report on my desk first thing on Monday telling me what needs to be done.
Monday? I can't do it this weekend. I've got my Zumba competition.
Wait, I don't care. Just get me that damn report by Monday. And why are you wearing that hat again? I've told you before, it's ridiculous.
There goes my weekend.
Here, put your hat back on. Why don't you give the commission a call and see if they can tell you when it'll be out on Friday?
Oh, good idea. And you say it'll go up on the website then? Great. Thanks, Fiona. Bye. Great news. They said it's not coming out until Monday.
They say why?
They said they didn't want us to have to work over the weekend. The Zumba comp's back on.
Sensing the impending glare of the Commission's gaze, the team have invited their external compliance support Darren, as well as their up-and-coming management star Craig, to the meeting. It should be interesting to see what they have planned in respect of the transition arrangements.
Okay, you know why you're all here. The Commission in all their wisdom have decided to make our lives more difficult again by releasing this updated handbook.
Well, Nick, I think that's a bit unfair. The handbook's been released because of the need for Guernsey PLC to meet FATF recommendations and Moneyval standards. It's not to make life more difficult for us.
Wade, that's the old regulator in you talking. Now you've joined the real world, you better get used to them poking their nose around in our business.
Okay. Sorry, Wade. What I think Nick and Andrew mean to say is that your valuable insight is really going to help us through this transition period. Isn't that right?
Yeah, right. Wade, just let me know what it's going to cost me.
Okay, well, I've read through the handbook and the guidance that the Commission provided. I've also asked Darren from Compliance, Risk and Prudential Services to come in.
Hi again.
He was instrumental in rewriting our procedures last year, and I need his assistance to help me plan this transition period. It's also good that Craig is here, because as Senior Trust Manager, any changes we make is going to affect his day-to-day job the most, so we'll need his input. Okay, so there's 5 main topics I'd like to read through today. The appointment of the Money Laundering Compliance Officer, revising the business risk assessment, revising policies, procedures and controls and where needed enhanced measures, PEP reclassification, and bringing our existing relationships up to the new standards. So is everyone okay for me to run through those one by one?
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so first topic is the appointment of a Money Laundering Compliance Officer.
Look, Wade, before we get started, I just want to let you know I'm not a happy bunny. This is just forcing us to have more bums on seats, which means more money being spent on compliance. That's our dividend going down the drain, Nick. We've always managed just fine with a small compliance team. Why do we need more people in compliance doing more compliance reporting? I don't really know.
Okay, so just hold on a second. I'm not sure you actually can say you've managed just fine in the past. There was that previous incident, wasn't there?
Yeah, but that was just a big misunderstanding.
Well, regardless, the MLCO's role is to monitor compliance with our own policies and procedures. So the aim is to stop incidents like that happening again. It's basically what the MLRO's been doing anyway. It's just formalising the role. And importantly, Andrew, for a firm our size, it can be the same person as the MLRO.
So Wade, are you happy to take that role on?
Well, it's what I've been doing since I started here anyway.
Okay, well, if we can just get back to the practicality. So Wade, regardless of who does this job, when does it need to be in place?
It has to be in place by close of business the 14th of April this year.
Oh, well, great. So plenty of time to formalise that then. Can we agree?
Yeah.
Okay, so the next topic is the business risk assessment.
Oh, all I ever hear is bra this, bra that.
If we could do away with bras, the world would be a much better place.
Andy, do we need to have one of those chats again?
Well, not to go on about it, but the business risk assessment is a key control document. I know that Darren spent quite a lot of time revising it last year, so I don't think there's an awful lot for us to do.
Yeah, if you recall, I completely rewrote the BRA last year with help from your senior staff members. So, unless your business model and client types have changed...
Well, there is that piece of business in the South Pacific.
Nick, We have spoken about this before. No!
Okay, well, let's say it hasn't, then one of the main changes in the handbook is that you'll have to explicitly assess the terrorist financing risk facing the business.
Yeah, due to the terrorist attacks in recent years, there's a much greater international focus on this.
What? We have to do a separate BRA for terrorists as well as money launderers?
No, the assessment can be made in the same document. You just need to make sure the terrorist financing risks are separately assessed and documented.
Yeah, I don't think it will be a big job, as we've already spent quite a lot of time on this aspect already. We've got 4 months from the publication of the National Risk Assessment to revise our BRA. So based on the latest updates, it means it has to be finished by the end of October this year. So as long as we stick to the plan we've got in place, we should be fine.
Oh, well that sounds okay, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so following on from the BRA revision, we may need to revise our policies and procedures as well.
But you just said there wasn't much to do, Wade.
Well, yes, but there's a requirement for us to look at our procedures as well, Nick. We might identify some new red flags or other risks that we can share with our team through training.
Don't forget the new enhanced measures provisions in Schedule 3 that you'll need to look at.
What do you mean enhanced measures? Isn't that just enhanced customer due diligence for high-risk clients?
No, not quite. There are some clients that aren't high risk that you'll need to apply enhanced measures to.
Oh, can you give us some examples, please?
Well, a client who's not resident in the bailiwick is one.
What? That's nearly all our clients. Are you saying we need to get source of wealth and source of funds for all of them? That's outrageous.
Calm down, Nick, that's not what it means. Don't you remember we went to the Commission workshop in February? It was all about this.
Can somebody remind me, please?
It means taking appropriate care based on the specific risks of that type of client. The Commission's given us some examples in their guidance.
We do that anyway.
Yeah, see, so it shouldn't be too hard for us. We've just got to make sure it's documented properly.
Look, is there anything in this handbook that's actually going to make our lives easier?
Well, you can declassify PEPs in certain circumstances. That could be useful for us.
What? You can de-PEP someone? Does that mean we can do away with all that source of wealth malarkey for clients who are no longer in government roles? Andy, we could have kept Mufasa.
Ah, he was such a good fee earner.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, guys. I have actually read the handbook myself, and you can't declassify all PEPs. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Mufasa was head of state in a West African nation, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, but that was ages ago. And it was only for a few months until he was overthrown. And after all, it was a bloodless coup, so no one got hurt. Andy, hasn't Mufasa moved to that island in the South Pacific now anyway?
Yeah, he has. Look, he's just a man who wants to make a fresh start. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Well, first off, you definitely can't declassify PEPs who've been heads of state, no matter how briefly or how long ago they held office. And secondly, it doesn't matter where he lives now. If he's high risk, we still have to take into account his source of wealth. And he was high risk. Didn't you give them training on spotting red flags last year?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. We've all been trained on that. I'm fully up to speed with reporting suspicion. Why, just last week I was in the kitchen and somebody was taking a bar of chocolate from the tuck shop without paying.
Hey, I always pay back.
Well, in my books, that's money laundering. I'll report you next time.
Look, Andy, no, that's just petty theft. All right, it's not money laundering. If I was reporting things like that, the FIS would be down here pretty darn quick asking me some really difficult questions. Right, I'm going to be scheduling some SAR and red flag refresher training within the month.
Oh, great. More non-chargeable time.
Okay, so back on topic. When does this have to be completed?
It has to be done 7 months from the publication of the National Risk Assessment. So that's looking like being the end of January next year.
Oh, okay, well, that doesn't sound too bad. We can get that done, don't you think?
I suppose.
Okay, the last thing I wanted to raise today is a review of our existing book of business to bring things up to speed with the revised handbook.
Oh yes, why miss another opportunity to spend money doing things we already know? Look, these kind of revisions always lead us to annoying our clients for fresh CDD. You're not the one who has to smooth things over, Wade. It's not easy.
Oh, come on, Nick. You told me about this great remediation program when you were trying to get me onto this board. If it's as good as you say it is, shouldn't be that hard.
Well, we did a good piece of work following the previous incident, so I'd be surprised if there's any significant issues in the historic book of business.
Yeah, that's right, Darren. We already have the information that we need in one form or another. We just have to collate it and document it properly. I don't think we'll need to bother our clients too much, Nick, and it will only be on an exceptions basis where it is absolutely necessary.
Well, Wade, you're going to be earning your pay because this is compliance's job.
Well, Nick, not to labour the point, but whilst I'm happy to project manage this transition project, this is the board's responsibility to get done. You will need to make sure that this is resourced properly.
Wade, I can assure you that we are all well aware of our board responsibilities, and if you need more resources, we will consider it.
Oh, great. I don't suppose I can afford to fly first class to the Rugby World Cup anymore. Well, how long have we got?
Well, for our high-risk relationships, we've got till the end of 2020, and all other relationships until the end of 2021. Look, I think we can do the majority of the reviews as part of our periodic risk review process, so that shouldn't add too much extra resource.
Oh, well, that doesn't sound too bad. Doable, right?
Yeah.
Wade, I want a detailed plan of what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, and what resource is needed. I just want the job done properly. If we need to spend money, so be it.
Within reason.
Well, I don't want to give the authorities any reason to come round here sniffing around our files yet again. Look, I want to make sure that everything is done within the transitional period, and I don't need to explain why it hasn't. Do you?
No, I suppose not.
All characters and businesses appearing in this work are fictitious. All actors were volunteers and were not paid specifically for this performance. No licensees were harmed during the making of this film.